Hey guys, Tattoo for You Richard here, and it is time for a video. We're gonna snip, 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 and cut and break and glue and break things all over the place. That's right. We're gonna build some terrain. Because this is my second video for Mythos and Freaks, Frost and Fists. 100 subscriber terrain on the cheap competition. That's right, the gloves have come off. We're competitors. We're going to break down things and we're going to build stuff and we're going to make it look cool. Yeah. Oh. Ow. Anyway, so I had a first video kind of talking about what I was going to do. And today I'm going to work on it. Just to kind of do a real quick synopsis of what the competition is. They asked that people enter the competition, do a video, make a piece of terrain, using basically in homage to the great Commissar Gamza, his trash terrain series, to do something similar. Use the trash and junk you have around your house to make something. He said you can only spend $1. $1. Uno dollars. Uno, I don't know how to say dollars in Spanish. Pesos, uno pesos? No, because that's like less money. But anyway, $1. Use $1 or your country's equivalent to that to make a piece of terrain. So, my goal is to absolutely use no money at all. Things I have are things I may have paid for a million years ago. Most of it's trash. Most of it's just junk I have laying around I haven't used yet. I'm just lacking one piece of my final... I need ceiling tiles. Not ceiling tiles. I need ceiling roofing shingles. One sheet at least. Because overall, what my initial video was, I'm going to build a highway system, a roadway. You know, high-rise roadway. Ultimately, I want a table's worth. A 4-foot by 6-foot table worth of high-rise terrains, and using the single sheets, the roofing shingles. I'm going to cut strips for ones that are on the ground and like cover the bottom with like either seal it, put it on a piece of thin MDF, or cardboard. I don't know yet. Whatever. Caution to the wind here. Whatever Kosh is. But I'm going to throw it into the wind. And for like ones closer to the ground, but then have them meet up with the on-ramp and have it go up to high-rise. I think the tallest I'll do will be a single Pringle can height. Right now, we're just going to do, for this competition, I'm just going to do one section. It's going to be one of the entrance ramps because I don't have everything I need to do all of it. But I'm just going to do what I can with what I have around the house. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, down the road, we'll have a whole table of this just kind of looping around to have it to where they can all connect some way. Curves and turns and stuff, curves on the high rises. But then also with that, I would love to get a bunch of Citadel terrain. Games Workshop, Citadel, that's old school. Games Workshop terrain, like the Manufactorums, the Thingamaflopchers, the Doomahitchies, the Mabobbers, all those little Games Workshop terrains, the building terrains and stuff. Get those and build like a rundown, ruined hive city like that these are all going through, and have like a really cool, like, I guess it's Cities of Death back in the day. It was their kind of close quarters urban warfare Games Workshop. I like a not a cluttered board, but I like a filled board. I like a battle zone that's filled, not like an open area. I like to put stuff, even if it's just trees. Granted, over time, all the trees are going to be blown up. There's going to be nothing left. You're going to be open battlefields, whatever. But that, I just picture that being an epic board. This is the beginnings of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go table down, and I'm going to start working on bits and pieces of this to kind of show you where we're going to go. And I'll probably do cutscenes off camera, like pop back on, this is what I did, explain to it, and then talk about what I'm going to do next, then show you what I'm going to do next after I've done it. So let's go table down, because I'm already 5 minutes into this, and I really don't want this to be like a 4-hour long video. Just go table down, guys. Whoa, it's on the wrong side.
Cutscene.
Pringles cans are not only for building terrain, but they make a very good camera tripod holder setup thing. This is an old, my last phone I had when I first started doing all this. We're saving it so my wife can trade it in and get her a better phone. So anyway, now we're gonna get set up. Back forward facing. I'm just thinking of things. So first things first, I need basing material. So I had, I have my MDF, these pieces that I got from my old nerd board, my drawing board. It's that poster backing. But each one is too small. I want a little bit more room on either side for a Pringles can. Because right now, if I set a Pringles can on here, you have that. And I want two Pringles cans side by side. And butting up together, I guess, is okay. I mean, that's not terrible for like a support structure for the high rise, and even the entry ramps. But I want room around it because I'm gonna put like just embellishments on it, just to make them look cool, to give it a little extra detailing and stuff to it. So I need a little bit more room, at least, I'd say at least an inch around the sides to really get something going like I really want. And unfortunately, I don't have any more MDF board like that. I told you, I'm not paying anything for anything. So back in the day, I used to have a easel, really nice easel, and it just kind of went to crap and broke, and it's bulky and big, and there was no place to keep it, and it just fell apart. I kept the drawers out of it. Now, one of the drawers you may have already seen, but my daughter used it for her Tyranid terrain piece that we were going to enter in Nick's thing, but we didn't finish it in time, so it didn't get in there. But I have another drawer, and I've been carrying this around. This is my paint carrier. I carry it to the living room, and I do my painting stuff in there. But it's time to retire it, so to speak. That was really hard. Because not only is this nailed, it's glued. So be careful if you do things like this. If you're being Captain Destructo, here to serve you. Ooh, that's nice. Look at that thickness of that board. That's going to be a good sturdy board. I can trim it down too because it's wood, so I'll be able to give it like a little bit of a beveled edge. I'll probably keep it. Yeah, dude, that's perfect. Look at that. Here, let me get it out, and then we'll really determine if it's perfect or not, or if I'm just full of poop. Okay, so here's the hard part. I gotta put my fingers in there a way where I don't put them on the nails. There we go. It's a good way to take out your anger and frustration too. So tired of everything. Just makes me... That came apart too. That was unsatisfying. So, I don't know what I'd do with these, if anything. Probably not, because they're just so thick and I don't have any ways of cutting them down good. So more than likely these will just go in the trash, or I can break them down and use them for little chunks, some of the pieces. But for now, I'm just going to go over here, add them away. So then I'm left with this. I got a nice little flat square board. I know a lot of people don't like using just straight square boards for their terrain. I don't mind it so much, especially if I'm doing like a modular city and say I put a building on here. If I had a bunch of buildings and I wanted a tighter area, it's kind of cool having square terrain so they kind of butt up to each other just a little bit, you know. Alright, so side by side like this won't do. It's still the same way, but that gives me room this way to do something, you know. So I have that room over here for the embellishments. Now, I said this is going to be an entry ramp, so I'm going to have to trim these cans down a little bit, give them a good 45-degree angle here. I'll use this little ruler thing. So that way I can do a nice subtle incline up off the top of these cans. So I'm going to have to figure that out, and then I'll cut the Pringles cans accordingly. And then we're going to go from there. We're going to do that. Actually, what I'm going to do first, I'm going to trim this up a bit, smooth out the edges. And then now we'll probably go table down so you can see a little bit more of what I got to do. Plus, I got to set up my hot glue gun too. So, all right, guys, here we are. Finally table down. I kept lying to you, thinking, we're going table down? No, we're not. Yeah, we are. No, we're not. Table down, finally. So here we are. I have this glued to the base. We have the 2 Pringle cans. Now the angles here are not perfect. I'm going to have to do some trimming up. But I got a piece of cardboard, which I'm going to double wall. We're pretty much going to judge what I need on either side of this. Because I want a lip, at least, you know, a good lip on either side. And then I'm going to glue these 2 boards together, okay, to make this extra thick. And it's going to be the base plate for my street, for my roadway. The other thing, too, is I need this to come, oh, see, my angle is way off. That's yeah, that needs to come down, get cut down a lot more. If y'all can see that. So what I'm going to do now is probably cut this board in half and just go with that for now. I'll have to trim up the edges a little bit, smooth them out and stuff. But I'm going to cut it in half and get it glued together as a double piece of cardboard. And then, excuse me, I'm going to trim those down just a little bit more and get that angle better, more believable, honestly. Because, I mean, you want something that's going to be, you know, more gradual going up. So I'm thinking I need to take at least a ½ inch off and more of a 45-degree angle. This is the hard part. This is going to be the hardest part of this whole project. So yeah, I'm going to do that and then we'll get back together. All right, guys, this isn't glued down yet, but here we are. So I got the angles down a little better. What I did instead, since you're not going to see the underside, I went ahead and just did 2 strips to support it. I probably would like a little strip along here to support this better. But at the same time, I need something, because once this is on there, let's see if I can raise this up. I want this to kind of fit like that, where it's just kind of up to the edge of the lip. I don't want to have that extra cardboard in the way. So what I'll probably do, I'm going to have some more supports in there that I'll show you here in just a little bit, depending on how much more we do of this on camera right now. My angles still aren't quite perfect, but I mean, fudging it enough is okay. I might trim it down just a little bit to kind of get this lower side flush and sealed, and then kind of seal that on there too. But yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get this trimmed up and get this glued down, and then show you what we're going to do after that.